Hi, it's Therese and Lostinpaper, and today I'm going to be playing with this Altenew set called Painted Flowers. A really pretty set, but can be a little bit daunting. There is a good cheat sheet that Tasnim has on their website, and I'll show you. So I have it printed out, and it'll help you if you're not sure on how to line the stamps up, if I get it up the right way. So basically there are 3-step stamping. So you have a base colour, which is usually your lightest colour, the shadow colour, which is either the same tone and a bit darker, or I have actually stamped it in totally different colours, and I was just basically playing around with my inks to see what worked and what didn't. Lots of fun doing that. And then the top layer, which is actually the outline of the flower itself. You can actually stamp just the flower itself and maybe do a watercolour effect. That looks really pretty. And the other thing that looks great is just to do the second layer, or the shadow layer, with the outline. That's another really pretty way of stamping this set out as well. One thing I have done in my pack is actually drawn some lines, not sure if you can see that, just with a permanent marker to show me which stamps go together. It just saves me looking at my cheat sheet all the time. So these 3 stamps all line up with each other, and also the 2 stamps here are the leaf that matches for this flower here. And then this flower is these 3 stamps, and that's the leaf that matches there. There are a couple of independent stamps in here as well, which is great, so you can kind of build whatever kind of bouquet you like. So let's get started stamping. So to stamp out my layers, I'll start with my base colour, and I'm basically going to follow the instructions. I find it easier to turn the instructions into the way that I want the flower to be finished facing, so that way I don't get too confused. It's like reading a map. My base colour is Viridian. My second colour is Aquamarine, and this is my shadow colour. And I'm lining up each time when I stamp where the red mark is, which is the same part of that stamp, and I'll just carry that over. And these are painted flowers, so they don't have to be perfect. And my final layer is the VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And lining up that same area again. So you can just colour the leaves as they are, or use the 2-step stamping again, which has the base layer and the shadow layer. So obviously the base layer is going to be the lighter colour and the shadow darker, and I am going to do it in green, lime green, which is a Hero Arts colour for my base. And these are easy enough to line up because they actually just fit straight into the leaves themselves. And for my shadow, I've got Memento bamboo leaves. So for my next flower, I want this one, and I want to stamp it just here, facing this way. So I'll work out which flower it is on the pack. So it's this one just here, and I'll grab my 3 layers, and then I'll face the base of the stamp the way I want it to be, and it's the same. We're going to be lining up these marks again. So I'll start with my base colour. And then I'll look at my shadow layer, and I'll face it the same way as the instructions and work out where I want to match that, and then stamp that with the aquamarine. I'm lining up over top again. And then finally the top colour with the VersaFine Onyx Black. And lining that up over top as well. So I've also marked out which two leaves belong to this flower, and the bigger one's obviously the base colour, and then there's the shadow. So you can see where I'm going with this. And then just tuck the leaf in. And my final flower is this sweet rose here. It's one of my favourites, and I'm going to be doing the same again. And one of the best things about this set is it has a couple of different options. It has this different style of leaf here, but it also has a couple of leaves that you can add that are very similar to the leaves that are on the flowers with the layered stamping. So I'm just going to add one more of those. And I like to do it the same way as the other leaves. So I'll add the outline first and then stamp the colour. Alright, now I'm going to put my card together, and I've done a couple of things. I've got a piece of scrap design paper from Avery Allet's from the Neutral Collection paper pad, and I've cut my panel down to fit the front of my card. I want to stamp out my sentiment, which is the congratulations from Altenew. It's the Magnolias for Her set, and I've got some Onyx Black ink to do that with. And I'll use my stamp runner. And I'm also going to add some foam to the back of my panel. And lastly, I'm just adding some icicle sprinkles using some matte medium. This is such a beautiful stamp set, and with so many possibilities. The layers of stamping do seem to take a little bit of time, but then colouring also takes time, and the more you stamp the flowers, the easier they become, and especially once you work out what colour combos you like. And that's just a matter of practicing and having fun with the stamps. So till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.